Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, starring Johnny Depp, Jeffrey Rush, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, and Jonathan Pryce, and directed by Gore Verbinski. Now before I get into the review, I have a confession to make. When this movie came out, I was against it. And when I saw it, I was against it because I wanted another movie to succeed more than this one did, and that movie is... That's right, folks. Ang Lee's disappointing film Hulk from 2003. And it came out the same summer. I hated how much this movie did better than Hulk did. And I wanted to destroy it so badly that it just, I wanted to crush it with my hands. Now, after watching it dozens of times now, I can be able to appreciate the movie for what it is now. Let's get into it, shall we? The singing of Yo Ho, a Pirate's Life for Me by a very young Elizabeth Swann is an iconic moment of the film because it was so iconic that they used it in the trailers of at least 3 or 4 of the sequels, if I'm not mistaken myself. And I have a question. Did Commodore Norrington meet Elizabeth when she was a very young age? And if so, why did he want to marry her so badly as we are into the movie? Do you really think it's, I don't know, a little creepy per se? Because to me, it's very creepy. Kind of like what Johnny Depp did when he married Amber Heard, who they recently just divorced. I will say that much. Speaking of Mr. Depp, his character, Captain Jack Sparrow, was really good. In fact, it was so good that they gave him an Academy Award nomination for that brilliant performance. And it's actually quite hilarious because he owns this movie by a long shot. You don't see that very much, especially in big movies that get nominated for, say, Best Picture, Best Director, or heck, even Best Actor, unless if it's Lord of the Rings, which is the same year that Return of the King got Best Picture of the year of 2003. Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann is a very good damsel in distress. She also has a pretty good arc as far as protecting her father, pretending to be the daughter of Bootstrap Bill Turner, who we'll get introduced to in the next movie, as well as she's a badass by the end of the movie. The outfit she wears in the beginning of the movie, although, was very uncomfortable when Commodore Norrington tries to propose to her and doesn't feel quite like the company that she would be if you're a woman at that age. I'm not sure if I would be able to breathe in it myself. And I don't know if it's a England thing, but still, it's really hard to breathe under those things. The same scene where she falls into the water and is floating underwater until Jack saves her, aka Sparrow, I get the impression that when she's floating in the water looked like a dummy. So, kudos to the film crew for making it look real, at least. So, give them a clap for that. Orlando Bloom's Will Turner. Now, the first scene where we get introduced to him, he accidentally breaks the candle, was a funny moment. Really hilarious, by the way, of the film. And his character was pretty badass, too. Jeffrey Rush plays Barbossa, and he's actually a pretty good villain. Even though I hate his monkey so badly that I just want to destroy him. He's so annoying. And Zoe Saldana, she's making quite an impression with me. She's making an appearance in the film as Anna Maria, who's also a good character. I'll be seeing Miss Saldana next year when I get to the Guardians of the Galaxy series preparing for Avengers Infinity War. Jack has some of the funniest one-liners in this whole movie, and don't get me wrong, everyone has good humor too, as well, but Jack gets away with everything. Come on, it's really his movie. It's this movie's soul. Come on. Anyways, the movie is also really good humor. For example, the canoe underwater with Will Turner and Jack Sparrow when they board a ship and plan to take on another ship to fool Commodore Norrington's crew into thinking that they were taking their ship when really they needed another ship. Another example is when we're introduced to Jack Sparrow. He has a little boat that sinks into the town that arrives in at the beginning of the movie. The special and visual effects still hold up to this day, and it still looks good. I'm gonna give him kudos for that. Like a clap like this. The action as well as the sword fights are pretty well choreographed. I just have two problems with this movie. Just two. One is it's a little too long to a point that I think they needed to cut 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. Just as an opinion goes. The second is when the final battle is over and Governor Swan pretends to beat up the villains as victory to show the pirates they lost is a little too painful for me. Just maybe this much painful. And it's too cliche in my opinion. Now, it's time to rank the movie. I'd give it about an 8.3 out of 10 because Johnny Depp's performance is golden throughout the movie and it has some good action. And yeah, if you want to see the new film, watch this movie. Please be sure to join me on not just this series, but as well as Alien, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. There's going to be so many things that'll be coming this summer. And I will be back next time for The Dead Man's Chest. So until next time, drink up me hearties, yo-ho. Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm sorry for those of you that were waiting for this review so badly that I was a little late. I was just busy and I didn't have time to get to it in time. So I promise I'll stick to the schedule next time. So, yeah. See ya.